Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am the Grand Cat and today we are going to be unboxing the Cobra Kai Johnny Lawrence in the Eagle Fang gi. This is from the second wave of the Diamond Select figures, and you can see there is our modern up-to-date Johnny Lawrence wearing the full-on Eagle Fang gi. I'm very excited about this. I held off on buying the original older version of Johnny Lawrence, the modern up-to-date Johnny Lawrence, until this figure came out. So I'm very, very excited about this. The reason that I held off was because when I was originally going to buy the Johnny Lawrence, I found out that this was going to come out, and I was thinking, that would be so good, because part of it reminds me of, if you think of all the bad guys in Cobra Kai all wear the black Cobra Kai outfit, and Daniel LaRusso wears, of course, your traditional white karate gi outfit, and of course LaRusso has the dark hair color, and Johnny Lawrence has the red, the red gi here, and he has the blonde hair. Reminds me a little bit of Ryu, Ken, and Akuma from Street Fighter. So very, very cool. Accidental that they got that in there, or unless it was deliberate. If it is deliberate, then that's even cooler. So let's jump into this. Let's take a look at the box first of all. On the side it basically just says Cobra Kai, the other side just says Cobra Kai. But on the back of it you get to see all three brand new figures. We have chosen, unfortunately I don't have chosen, we have the Johnny Lawrence and the Eagle Fang gi, and of course we have what is possibly my most favourite character of the entire Karate Kid and Cobra Kai franchise, Terry Silver. The only thing I'm disappointed above is that we don't have a younger Terry Silver, at least not yet, but that would be very, very cool to get hold of if that ever happens at any point in the future. We have a little blurb here as well, so let's read this. Decades after the tournament that changed their lives, the rivalry between Johnny Lawrence and Daniel LaRusso reignites in the sequel to the Karate Kid films. But with the reappearance of old friends and old enemies, the rivals must work together to protect the young fighters that they have trained. This deluxe action figure of Johnny Lawrence, Eagle Fang gi, is based on his appearance in the Netflix series Cobra Kai. It is features over 16 points of articulation, multiple interchangeable hands, and a support stand sculpted by Chris Dahlberg and Rocco Tartamella. Very, very cool, and it says, of course, at the top there, bite like an eagle, which is hilarious because eagles aren't particularly known for their biting, but very, very cool all the same. It does also say, just up here, just off camera, it says Series 2 at the top there in red. And on the other side here, literally just says, warning, oh my goodness, I can't even see it from there. Warning, choking hazard, and on the other side it just says, Diamond Select Toys. So, with that out of the way, let's get this all opened up, and let's take a look at our Johnny Lawrence, his Sensei Lawrence, as he is more suitably known in today's day and age. I really love the concept of Cobra Kai. See, the fact that they managed to get all, or most, of the original actors back for the Cobra Kai series, I think is very, very cool. So, before we do anything else, let's take a look at the backing here. It does say Eagle Fang Karate, and it's got the Eagle Fang logo on the back of it. So if you're one of the people that likes to display your figures in front of the backdrop, this is a very, very cool one for you. It's really nice whenever they do things like this. They don't normally, they don't need to. Sometimes with a lot of the packaging, it's just clear cardboard, but Diamond Select like to give you that little bit of extra. It's very, very cool. We've had that with all the Diamond Select figures, so you've got one for Miyagi-Do, for Cobra Kai, for everything else. So it's very cool to see that in there. One of the interesting things that I've noticed is the Diamond Select tend to only do the adults, you know, Johnny Lawrence, Daniel LaRusso, so on and so forth. They don't tend to do any of the younger cast, and I'm wondering if we'll see that at some point in the future, or if they know to keep the focus on what they consider to be the main characters. So that is very interesting. This one doesn't come with any accessories or weapons. It does have the various different hands there, as you can see, but all of the other ones and the Diamond Select ones have came with the accessories, and maybe they've just decided that people don't really need or want the accessories. I'm not sure what the change is there. Maybe they decided just, like, well, they don't really use weapons in the TV show, so why are we including them? That might have been just a simple case like that. Okay, so I'm going to open this up here, and it's probably going to explode. It seems like it's stuck down by something, but I don't know what. Oh, is it this part here? this part here is keeping it closed. There we are. There is a little plastic bit that's keeping these bits together, so we'll just give that a little cut there. There we are. And now, there we go. And now it opens up. So, once again, keeping with the rest of this show, the series, he does have his Eagle Fang base here, which is very, very cool. We'll just leave that off to the side. We also have a Miyagi-Do, and we have the Cobra Kai versions of those. There is our Johnny Lawrence figure as well. Let's get these alternate hands out of the way. We'll take a look at those in just a second, and then you of course have your posing pole, as the name and title give it. This is designed to go into the back so that you can keep your figure upright and have them in cool poses. So let's take a look at everything now this is out of the box. So there is our Johnny Lawrence. The face sculpt, yeah, it looks like Johnny Lawrence. I think it could be better. I have seen better on other figures in the past, but you know, you can certainly see that is, you know, Johnny Lawrence. I really like the look of the gi here, with the eagle fang on the side, the little part there on the shoulder that says Sensei. Has a nice look as the black stripe going down the pant legs, and has a nice line going across this part at the front here. There's the hole in the back, which the purpose of this, we're not going to... Oh, that's gone. This part here clips into the back, like so, and then the idea is to flex this and then push it into the little stand over there, so that your figure can be in, you know, a pose where they wouldn't normally be able to stand, but it can help them stand up. So it's very cool that Diamond Select do give that to you, should you want it. I'm sure lots of people use them. I don't tend to, but it is very cool to have it as an accessory all the same. Let's look at the accessories before we look at the articulation. So, of course, Daniel comes with the two... Johnny Lawrence, not Daniel LaRusso. Wow, how many times have I done that? Comes with the two closed fist hands. Our first hand is this tiger grip palm, which is pretty cool. It's very, very martial artsy to have. We have a pointing hand, which of course Mr. Lawrence is very, very good at pointing, you know, quiet! I can't do it as well as he does. We have a... This is a very cool actual karate hand. Karate obviously translates to open hand, so seeing this like this, that's very cool actually. The way he's got the thumb kind of in rather than flat makes this almost look like it's a rich man hand. So a rich man hand attack is when you do a chop, but you actually hit with this part of your hand here. It's basically like the same as chopping here, but you do it with this part here, and you generally tend to aim for the neck. Why am I telling you guys martial arts? Oh my goodness, what am I doing here? Then we have a open grip hand, which is of course used for holding any accessories or weapons. And if you've got the original accessories from the first series of characters, maybe that's what you can do there. And then you have the open grip hand on the other hand as well. So we have the two open grip hands. We have a left hand, which is the karate hand. We have a right hand, which is the pointing hand, and we have a right hand of the tiger claw, or the tiger palm, as it would be called. Right, let's look at the articulation. So the 16 points for articulation, we are told. So the shoulders do not come up very far. That is a lot less than I expected. Oh my goodness, that is literally where they stop. There, oh my goodness. That is not an awful lot of articulation in terms of how far the shoulders come out. You are not going to get yourself a T-pose off of these figures. The arm does, of course, rotate full way around. We have the bicep swivel. We have a double elbow joint, which will most certainly be hindered by the jacket. No, it's actually pretty good. You can get a decent elbow crunch off of there. That is pretty cool. You have the wrist articulation, of course, as you see, they do have the removable wrists. Let's just check the other side, make sure that everything all works here. There we are. Good bicep crunch, and so on and so forth. Neck articulation. It rotates, it's on a ball joint, so you can have Johnny looking up and down. You can get that swivel there. It's not the most swivel we've ever seen. There is a little bit of chest manipulation. It's a little bit stiff, but stiff is fine because that means that it's not going to move. There's no waist articulation. This waist does not move here, and it doesn't look like the waist moves under the gi either, so it looks like your body movement is all based on this chest part here. The legs, okay, well this is good. The legs do have significantly more of a stretch to them, I suppose, so you can get those high kicks in there. So they've acknowledged that this is important, even though the arms don't really come up, so that's very cool. We have the thigh swivel, of course. We've got that on both legs. Again, stiff, but you can probably hear it making its noises. We have a double knee joint, which, again, it's pretty good. It's fairly flexible. Same with the other knee over here. There we are, just needs a little bit of strength. This is a little bit weird because this part here looks like it's kind of on the verge of coming out, which is a little bit worrying to me, because it's not quite like that on the other side. You can see there that that is what it's supposed to look like, and this side just comes out a little bit further than what I would particularly like it to. There's no, in terms of the legs, the feet, there is no toe pivot, but you do have an ankle pivot. It's on a rotational kind of ball point, so you can get those feet to sit in various different parts and various different variations, which is good because having the feet movement is what allows for balance to occur. Of course, on the bottom of the feet, you do have the little holes there, so you can use the Eagle Fang Karate bit in the back, which does have a little peg hole, so that you can clip your character into that should you want to. Right, so let's try out some of the additional hands. What are we going to go for here? Let's put them into a pointing stance. So we're going to just remove this, just literally comes off just like that. Then we're just going to clip in the pointing hand here. I think that will be fairly good and unique. Now, because we can't get the full-on fully stretched out arm because of the problem with the shoulders, we're going to have to go for something like that. But if we do something like that, spread out the legs a little bit, maybe bend this leg just in a little bit, and bring this foot up, then bring this leg out a little bit, bring this foot down, then there we go. There we have a pointing Sensei Lawrence. I think that looks pretty good. Now, do we want to leave him in a pointing stance, or do we want to put him into more of a karate stance? You know what? I think I'm going to swap over these hands. I was thinking, so generally the way that I pose these figures, I basically leave them in the exact same position that you guys see them in when I do these videos. So basically the final pose that I put them into is basically the pose that they are stuck in for the rest of eternity. So that's why I take a little bit of time when doing these. So we're going to put in the tiger grip palm here. We're going to go this side and we're going to do something like this. If I can bring this arm in just a little bit, which it's really, really fighting me on, I think that looks like a pretty cool stance like that, with one open grip palm and the tiger palm upwards. I'm not really happy about that leg. Let me just try and fix that just a little bit here. I know this is the perfectionist part of me coming out. I can only apologise. But if you've been with me for a while, you know what to expect. You know that I like to get these particular points. There we are. Yeah. That looks like a fairly good sensei pose, I would say. You know, that looks like a kind of typical... You know, obviously it's not really a fighting stance, but I think it's got something there that kind of gives the idea of the artistic look, the artistic license of, you know, a martial arts stand. Maybe if we fold that hand in just a little bit so that you have those two open palms there rather than the closed fists. You know what, I'm going to just turn the head just a little bit more this way. Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. I think that is maybe going to be the pose for Johnny. Possibly. Well, now that I am finished with the posing part, let's get rid of these little accessories. In fact, actually, let me just quickly, if I can, bring over the additional stands. So there you can see there is the Miyagi-Do karate stand that came with, of course, Daniel LaRusso, and the Cobra Kai stand that came... I'm not sure where the Cobra Kai stand came from. You guys are going to have to remind me in the comment section below. But there we go, there is your three main dojos from the series, which is very, very cool to see. I was literally about to say that the Cobra Kai one comes from Terry Silver, but we haven't opened him yet, so that would be weird. And I didn't buy Johnny Lawrence before. Huh. Weird. Well, we got him anyway, so let's do a little size comparison. I think the first one we are going to go with is going to be, of course, the eternal rival slash friend of Johnny. Is going to be, of course, Daniel LaRusso. So you can see there that that is, of course, the adult version from the Netflix series. He's in the traditional karate pose there. You know what? The head is... Can I just rotate this back a little bit and put the head up just a little bit? Not really. That is about the best that you can get it. So it's very, very unique, very cool stands, very cool pose, and of course Daniel does have the little thing that he used from Karate Kid 2 that was given to him by, of course, his sensei. Which maybe we will see a little special thing a little bit later on, depending on whether or not I want to do the unboxing of it. So, speaking of senseis, of course, we have big old John, who is going to sit there. So this is really cool that you get, there's your Eagle Fang, Cobra Kai, and your Miyagi-Do all next to one another, which is very, very cool. And of course, we're going to bring out the young Daniel LaRusso from Karate Kid. can sit there next to his older self, and let's bring out the young Johnny Lawrence to stand next to his older self there as well. And there we are. There is our current set of Karate Kid / Cobra Kai figures, which I think looks pretty cool. That is a pretty cool little setup, I would say. So, of course, the last thing that we do on these little videos, I kind of want to just take that as a photograph, because it looks so cool seeing them all set up like that. But I'm not going to stop the video just in the middle of this to start taking photographs. The last thing that we like to do, we're just going to remove the rest of our figures here and hope they don't start falling over. Oh my goodness, they are trying to fall over. Oh. John Kreese about to try and take out all of Miyagi-Do by himself there. And there we are. And let's give a full 360 of our figure. And there we are, folks. That is Mr. Sensei Johnny Lawrence himself in the Eagle Fang gi, which is very cool, of course. That was the dojo that he decided to create to try and take on Cobra Kai, which is a very, very cool part of the Netflix series. We're still waiting on the final season to come out at the point of recording, so I'm very, very excited to see that and to see when that drops. I'm very much looking forward to it. And in the next video, we are going to be doing my arguably favourite character from the entire Karate Kid and Cobra Kai series, which is, of course, Terry Silver. So join me for that, if you will. That is going to be it for this little video, folks. I really hope you all enjoyed. If you did enjoy it, please give me a like, share and subscribe. And if you are subscribed, make sure you click that notification icon so you can see when more of these glorious little videos go out. And we shall see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.